in this particular situation. They need to start winning games. Bargnani is just not doing it. And they need him to be doing it.
I would ride it out. And
I'd know. Oh God,
he gave me the death stare for a couple seconds there.
no.
Look at their last 3 games that they played. They lost in double overtime to San Antonio.
No thanks to Bargnani.
They lost by 1 point to Detroit, and Bargnani actually had a really good game. And they lost by 1 point to the Bobcats on the play where it was drawn to Bargnani and he was fouled, and the NBA came out and said the refs missed the call. I don't know if you saw the replay. The Raps were down by 1, and Bargnani had a shot to win the game, and the ball didn't even make it to the rim, and the refs didn't call anything, and the NBA came out the next day and said that the refs missed the call. It was a bad call, and you can clearly see in the replay Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, who was the 2nd overall pick in the draft, the most recent draft, hits Bargnani's hand as he's following through, and that's why the ball never hit the rim, and the Raptors get screwed. I mean, they've played 3 close games in a row. I just think it's...
So you would
I'd ride it out.
You'd ride it out.
Just because, again, they're without Landry Fields. Kyle Lowry just came back from injury.
You didn't even like Landry Fields.
Still.
What does still mean?
I don't mind
You're
them.
gonna ride it out?
Mind them.
They're gonna be 3-50 by the time you're done with this team. Ride it out. They got no.
I think we need to give Dwayne Casey the benefit of the doubt.
No.
There are teams they have stuck with this year, San Antonio, Brooklyn, Indiana, that are clearly better than the Raptors, and the Raptors have hung in there the whole way and lost on whether it's the last second, minute, couple minutes, possession.
Andrew,
Yeah.
winning is not measured on seconds and minutes. It's measured in W's. Okay? So I'm going to tell you that if they don't make a move...
What do you think they should do? What are they going to do?
You know what? They got to shake the team up. You know what? Let's. Why don't they take a page out of what's going on with their Toronto baseball franchise? Because you want to talk about making a splash. Whoa, people are still talking about it now.
Colangelo does that,
fine.
though. And then
He does that, but then what happens?
Hedo Turkoglu. Signs Hedo Turkoglu. Sorry.
Turkoglu.
Am I Turkish? No.
It's fine. I don't think he is either.
Hedo. 5 years, $50 million. People love it at the time, and it blows up in their face. He trades for Jermaine O'Neal to put with Chris Bosh, 2 guys essentially who played the same position. And Jermaine O'Neal was a star in Indiana, and it doesn't work out here because they play the same position. I mean, it's not for a lack of trying. Colangelo's done it.
Okay,
and then he gets ridiculed because he's not building the pieces properly because he trades a first-round pick for Jermaine O'Neal. That first-round pick turns out to be Roy Hibbert, and Roy Hibbert's now an all-star center in Indiana.
So I got a question for you then. What's worse, Colangelo's record drafting or Colangelo's record signing and trading?
Signing and trading, for sure. As Brian Burke says, you make your biggest mistakes on July 1st, and for basketball, you make your biggest mistakes signing free agents, although he hasn't signed a lot. Hedo Turkoglu.
Turkoglu.
Whatever.
It's Turkaloo.
Turkaloo, whatever. I pronounce it how it's spelled.
Turkoglu.
Landry Fields.
Wow, you said that right.
I'm Canadian.
What does that have to do with it?
There's so many European players on the Raptors, and that's actually a skeptic. People are skeptic. I can't even talk anymore. You got me so rattled. They're skeptical. They're skeptical of Colangelo signing European players. When they took Valanciunas, it was that they should have taken Brandon Knight.
How's he doing?
When they took Bargnani, it was they should have taken LaMarcus Aldridge. So he obviously when he came on board, he got Garbajosa. Calderon was already here, and he took Bargnani, and kind of Anthony Parker came over from Europe. So it was all bringing European guys, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think fans want to see more guys like DeMar DeRozan, Ed Davis, guys that have played in the NCAA, that they have somewhat of a track record. You don't know how the European guys are going to come over.
They need firecrackers, to tell you the truth. You know, they need someone to spark the team. Bargnani.
I think Kyle Lowry is that.
He is, but you need 3 or 4 other guys like that, because I'm going to tell you right now that's the only way this team is going to cohesively do something. when it comes to these European players that they've drafted, they've signed, or that have come over from Europe, you can't. I don't know. I don't think you can rely in this team right now. I don't think you can rely on the Europeans anymore. Unfortunately, Bargnani is probably a very nice guy, very nice fella.
Like you said, he looks nice, right?
Like I said last week, I didn't say he looked nice. I just said it was kind of abrasive and kind of like.
You said he looked like he should be a beast of a basketball player, and he's the complete opposite.
Exactly, and I find most European players are like that.
On a positive though, the one thing I think the Raptors, a bright spot on the Raptors is JV. I think he's played really well.
I love JV.
I mean, he's got his own bobblehead now.
Of course he does. He's the best.
But what he put up, I think he had 20 and 7 yesterday. He blocked Duncan on the final possession in the fourth. Went down the court, almost scored, got the free throws, tied the game. He brings a lot of energy. And me being a Raptors fan, when they took him, I wanted Brandon Knight. I mean, Brandon Knight fell, and he was the guy that was supposed to be the next big point guard, and they went with this unproven guy from Lithuania, but so far so good, and I think that's a positive, at least for Colangelo.
As we finish up here, I just want to say, how does it feel to know that every sporting team that you follow is a loser?
I follow the Maple Leafs,
okay,
the Raptors, the Blue Jays,
yep,
and the Buffalo Bills.
Okay.
The Bills haven't made the playoffs since '99, Raptors since '08, which is actually pretty recent if you compare it to the Bills.
And every other team.
I've never seen a Toronto Blue Jays playoff game. I'm too young to remember Joe Carter.
I'm not.
And the Leafs haven't made it since '04. My last memory was Jeremy Roenick going woohoo in the Air Canada Centre when he.
Yes, I remember that.
When he scored the overtime winner.
Every time I see him on TV, I actually shut my eyes and cry. And I'm not gonna
He's a
lie.
funny guy. You got to give him that.
He's funny, but he's a sarcastic, a-hole.
Yeah. You like. It's comical though what he says. I mean, making fun of Patrick Waugh. Telling him where
he's got a big mouth,
where his jockstrap was, and Wake Up NHL, and I like JR.
Anyways, so that's our show for this week.
Perfect.
And I gotta say congratulations to the 100th Grey Cup champions.
Yeah, good for the Argos.
I'm happy. We finally in Toronto get some kind of sports happiness. I don't know how long it's going to last. We'll see how the Jays do. I know that we're never going to...
Hopefully this is the start of a new era.
Well, we're not going to see the Leafs. I'll tell you now.
Oh, and for the record, before we go, Justin, can you tell me the last 4 championships in Toronto?
What do you mean the last 4?
The last 4 championships. Who's won the last 4 championships in Toronto?
In general?
Yeah.
Well, you got the 2 Jays, 92, 93.
Nope. The Toronto Argos have won all 4. The last 4.
No, are you serious?
Yeah, they won, obviously, yesterday. They won in, I think it was 04, and then they won with Flutie in 97 and 98.
In Toronto?
In Toronto.
Wow.
And then you got the Blue Jays. So
there's your...
Good for the Argos.
There's your
bringing some
trivia for the day.
Yeah. Bringing some positive news to the sports
spectrum, finally.
Yeah.
Anyways, so thanks for joining us. And we'll catch you next week. I'm Jay, and this is Drew. And have a good day.